I can be your hero, baby. I can kiss away the pain. And I will stand by you forever. You can take my breath away. Hello, and welcome to the next episode of Matt and Todd Go to the Movies. The podcast where Matt and Todd go see a movie at our local Regal cinema. And then we talk about it. And we decide, hey, did we like this? Did we not like this? Should you guys see it in theaters? Should you not? And we throw in some laughs, we throw in some stuff, and everyone has a good time, I hope, and then we all go home happy. I am Todd Domer.
And I'm Matt Malloy, and yes, we went to a Christmas Eve showing of this movie that we're going to talk about today. The movie is Encanto.
Encanto!
It's the latest Disney animated film, and if I believe the pre-trailer thing, it's the 60th ever created Disney animated film.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I must have missed that because my daughter had to use the bathroom.
Well, luckily I didn't miss it, Todd, and I'm here to tell you that it is.
I'll never forgive her, so.
Well, okay. Yeah, so we kind of took a big crew. We took my kid and my roommate and my roommate's daughter and your kid and you and everybody. Everybody was there. We watched all these things.
Definitely our biggest posse excursion movie.
Yeah, I think that is true for sure.
Since the 2000 whatever reboot of Friday the 13th.
Yes. Yes. Well, so, yeah, who's in this movie? Probably not a lot of people you've heard of. John Leguizamo is in it.
Yeah. Shout out to Alec Livratos for our love of John Leguizamo in the movie The Pest.
Yes. Thank you for that. And not featured in the movie itself, but involved with all the songwriting was Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Yes.
And that's about it for famous people, I think.
Well, the main character, she is, I think her name is Stephanie Beatriz.
Okay.
So she was in, this is not a rabbit hole.
Okay.
Just warning. She was in The Heights, which we saw.
In the Heights.
She was one of the hairdresser ladies.
Okay.
And then she's also on Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Okay.
Not that show runs anymore, I don't think, but that's where I know her from.
It's fair. I'm glad you pulled that out.
Yeah.
Anyone else you want to pull out of the
I remember looking at the cast list at some point since we've seen it, and I was like, I don't really know. Yeah. I'm sure they're famous for other reasons than we know. Like, as far as, they may be, famous in other not American movies. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to put that without sounding bad or racist, but
we as mainstream Americans may not be as familiar with some of the Latino and Latina actors, voice actors who participated in this film.
Thank you.
That's what we can say.
Yeah, there we go.
And does that make us racist? I don't think so. Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit racist. But
hopefully we didn't lose our fans in this one.
But we're working on it, and we are learning and expanding to other cultures and movies from other cultures. And,
yeah. I mean, how could they not listen to the next episode after my rendition of Hero?
Yes. It was very nice.
Enrique Iglesias.
Yes. Well, so there's who's in it. Not very many people that we've heard of anyway, and we consider famous. What is this movie about? It's about a magic house. Well, specifically, it's about a magic candle.
Yes.
But the magic candle helps the magic house to be built, and that's where the magic people live, because the magic candle gives the magic people magic powers, and they live in a magical village. And yeah, so that's sort of the basis on which the movie is built, is that sort of folklore and this candle came in a time of great suffering and helped out. And yeah. So now it's modern day. The country is Colombia. And you've got a whole bunch of people who have superpowers who live in this house. You got like super strong people and people who generate flowers and
super hearing,
yeah,
weather control person.
Right.
Yeah, you have the X-Men living in this house.
Yeah, the Colombian X-Men.
Yeah.
And basically, it's this one family that are the magic people, and they get magic powers on like their, I don't know, bar mitzvah or whatever. There's some transition from youth to
some
to adulthood that the candle gives them.
Yeah, I guess that's true. They never really explain like if there's a certain time that this happens. It's just kind of like
they just
decide to throw a party.
They have a party, and the candle grants a door in the house and magic powers that go along with it.
Except for the main character.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So that's a key element of the film, is that the main character had like a failure of the coming of age rite. She went to the candle and then it just kind of like, it was a fizzle.
Yeah.
Nothing happened and she got no power. And so, everyone's aware of that, and like there's another kid who's coming of age and everyone's like, well, I hope it doesn't go like this girl. And it doesn't. I guess that's a little bit of a spoiler, but sorry.
I mean, that happens in like the first half hour, so.
Right. Okay. So anyway, but eventually we learn that the house is having some problems. The candle is losing some power. There's cracks in the magic around all of this, and we don't know why. And the person who has to figure it out for whatever reason is the main character, the girl who has no powers herself. And so she goes on kind of like a quest, not like a journey or anything, but like just kind of a discovery quest of trying to figure out what's going on and what's going to help. And it's a musical. There's lots of songs, and that's the movie. She has to figure out what's up.
She got to figure out the magic.
Yeah. So. And it's been watched by the 4-year-old who lives in my house approximately 10 times at this point.
Wow.
And she sings about, we don't talk about Bruno all the time.
Don't talk about Bruno.
Right.
No.
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah.
So, Todd, what are your thoughts on Encanto?
Well, first I'll say that my kid has watched it only one time after this time, but for my kid, that's pretty incredible. Because she does not go back to the same well unless it's like that's her bit, like that's her thing. Like, I mean, she doesn't get away from My Little Pony because it's like her thing. And we went through a Frozen 2 phase where it was like that's what we're watching every single time. But otherwise, she's typically a one and done. Like, she won't want to revisit it or whatever. But she really wanted to watch this one again. So that speaks high marks, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, as far as I go, I really liked this movie. Like, I thought it was, I guess, controversially, I think it's probably, I like this movie more than anything else that Lin-Manuel Miranda has made.
Okay.
As far as, like, the songs and stuff. Like, I was not the biggest fan of Hamilton, and then obviously we both saw it in the Heights, and we were like, this is okay, but we didn't totally dig the music. And then Moana was good, but I really liked this one. Like, I thought the music was really good. It was every song was pretty thought-provoking, but also super catchy. Like, it had the right, like, mixture of elements for the songs. I think it's an incredible story, like, and I think the animation, I mean, like, well, it's Disney, so the animation's going to be real good. They know what they're doing. They've been in business for a long time at this point. I thought the voice acting was really, really well done. I dug the story. I was super engaged. You know, I was heartbroken at times. I mean, I feel like I think you're supposed to. I went through all the emotions you're supposed to go through when you watch this movie, and it was really, really good. Like, and I, you know, I will probably watch this again on my own at some point, and I don't feel bad about saying that. I do not need a kid around to watch this movie again. So, and I think there's just like there's some great storytelling in this movie about roles in family, pressures of family, pressure that you put on yourself, pressure that a family can put on you. You know, how do you deal with not feeling special in a family that is full of special people? Like, where do you find your sense of special and stuff like that? And I just, you know, I really dug it. It was just good. Can walk away feeling really good about this movie. I thought it was a home run. You know, I don't really even have any bad things to say about it, really. I feel like in general, this movie suffered from at least the theatrical release of this movie suffered from Omicron and the you know, COVID and Omicron going through the roof again. People were taking a step back from the movies because of all this stuff going on. And so I feel like if I mean, you could probably say this for a lot of movies, but if COVID wasn't in play, I think this movie would have been pretty up there with like Frozen and stuff like that. Like, I think this could have been really, really big. It feels like that special when you watch it, but you know, and I don't know how well it did in the theaters, but I don't think it did nearly as well as it could have if it wasn't hindered by that. You know, and I think this one had one of the shortest wait times too, as far as it's, you know, it's now on Disney Plus. So typically you got to wait months, and you didn't have to wait that long.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I definitely fully support anyone seeing this. Even if you've got kids or you don't got kids, see this movie. I thought it was really good. You know, if you see it and you don't like it, then I'm sorry, but you know, it's my podcast and you're listening to it. So go see this movie if you haven't seen it. I thought it was great. Incredible storytelling, great voice acting, great songs, super catchy. And also, like, the songs are deep too. Like, it's like songs are catchy and good, but they're deep on another level. And I really enjoyed that. Some of them are pretty thought-provoking and stuff like that. They're catchy, but they makes you think. I think that's a good mixture. And anytime I can take my daughter to a movie and see something good that engages her, and she's not bothering me through the movie being like, you know, what's next, or can we go, or whatever, like, then I think you got a winner for me. So
There you go.
Matt?
I also thought this movie was great for the reasons that you stated. You know, the songs are really good. They're really catchy. You know, like I mentioned, the 4-year-old who lives at my house,
Yes.
singing them all the time. This was actually her first movie to see in a movie theater.
Oh, I did not know that. I feel special that I was there for it.
Yeah, she did pretty good. She was up wandering,
She was up at some point.
wandering around. But she was more like dancing to the music than like bored. She was still into it. She was just needed to move. So, yeah, I think it's great. I really like kind of some of the representational aspects of it. You know, you've got a main character who has glasses, which I don't know if we've seen that before. And,
You mean in Disney movies or like period?
well, in Disney movies, I think there's
There's got I was gonna say there's got to be a movie out there where the main character has glasses.
correct. I can't think of a Disney main character princess type character who has glasses.
Sure, yeah, I'm
I
with
could
you.
be wrong.
Do you feel that way because you wear glasses now? Do you think that would have been on your radar pre-glasses days?
I think it would.
Oh, okay.
I think it would. I mean, I think it's a pretty it's a part of the main character that stands out.
Sure.
So I think I would have been on board for that. And obviously you've got a Latinx cast, which is great. And yeah, I think the story is unpredictable, which is great.
Yeah.
You don't see where it's going. You're not sure what's going to happen. Yeah, you kind of figure things out along the way, but it's not a story that you've heard before. It's a new story.
Yeah.
It's not one with an obvious solution. It's sort of a new way for everything to happen. So
Yeah.
yeah, really enjoyed it, and I agree. I think you should check this movie out, whether you have kids or not. The songs are catchy, they're fun, and I think you'll like the story. So, yeah, thumbs up from me.
Thumbs up. Well, Matt, excuse me. How many casitas would you give this movie? Which I believe is house, right? That's what they say in the movie.
Sounds right. Yeah.
I hope that's right. I didn't mean to offend anyone, but I'm pretty sure when they're talking to the house, they say casita.
Casita. Yeah. Might be a specific type of house, but I'm not sure.
Maybe it's a loving house.
Maybe.
If only we have technology to check this stuff. Well, obviously 5 being the best, because then you have 5 houses that are magical and do dance parties and stuff like that.
Wait, casa is house.
Yeah,
So
but what is...
casita? Maybe it means little house or happy house
I see.
or big house or
Could
I
be.
don't know.
If you know out there, go ahead and
Yeah.
let us know on our Facebook page or our Instagram page.
Give us some Spanish instruction.
Yes.
All right. Sorry.
That's okay. 5 houses being the best, because then you have 5 magical houses that are doing great
Right.
and all that fun stuff. And 0 being the worst, because then you have no house and you're out in the rain and it stinks and you're homeless, and who wants that? So,
Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna go right there and say this is a 4.6 casitas out of 5 for me.
nice.
This is a great movie, and everyone should see it. And that's all there is to it.
Nice. Yeah, again, I'm not too far off. I think I landed on a 4.1.
Okay.
Enjoyed it. The only downside that I could really point out in this movie is that at times John Leguizamo sings and he's not a singer. So it's not a lot, and it's always kind of like he just kind of participates in a song because I think they knew what they were dealing with. But
Right.
anytime he kind of joins a song, it's like all this great singing that he goes, and it's like, ooh, okay, that was a choice. So, yeah, but 4.1, I think this is a great movie. Definitely, I think, probably, I mean, I don't remember how many other animated Disney movies we've rated, but probably Frozen 2, maybe, but this might be one of best rated ones in a while. I can't remember what my rating for Frozen 2 was, but
Yeah. I don't think it was this high.
no, I don't think so either.
Great. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Matt and Todd Go to the Movies, where we saw Encanto. And we gave it an average rating of 4.35 casitas out of 5.
That's pretty good for us.
That is very good for us.
Yeah.
That's a high rating. So
High marks.
go see this one. You won't regret it, we think. And thanks for listening to our podcast. Please keep listening. We'll keep making them. We just had our annual review of podcasts, and I think we had 66 episodes last year.
I think you're right about that, but I can actually look that up real fast,
Yeah.
I think.
And like over 1,500 minutes of quality Matt and Todd content.
Okay. Yeah, so we had 66 episodes published, 1,682 minutes of content, 4,125 downloads.
Nice.
And again, to our surprise, We Could Be Heroes is our top movie, which is
That's
just
right.
insane to me because I don't even think it's close.
That
It blows out the rest of the competition, that movie.
that particular episode of our podcast has over 600 downloads for some unknown reason.
Yeah.
But
And we also have 290 times that people downloaded in Des Moines, Iowa, which is our largest city of following is Des Moines, Iowa.
there you go.
Oh, no, not Des Moines. I don't even know how you said. Des Plaines?
Des Plaines.
Des Plaines?
Sure.
I just saw Dunn. I was like, oh, yeah, it's probably Des Moines.
Yeah. Well,
Apparently, we're super popular there.
yeah.
So,
Well, thank you, Des Plaines, for being our top city.
Did I say Iowa too? It's Illinois.
Illinois. And it could be Des Plaines.
Yeah.
It could be any pronunciation. I've heard it before, but I don't remember now. So add that to the list of different language things that you can comment about this particular episode where we struggle with Spanish and whatever language that is.
Yeah.
Seems like maybe French, maybe. I'm not sure.
Hopefully we didn't lose all our listeners there.
Hopefully not. Sorry. We love you, however you say your city.
Yeah, and write something on our Facebook if you're from there, because I would be curious to meet some people who listen to our podcast from that area.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Anyway, keep listening. 2022 is going to be great for this podcast.
I think it's going to be great, period. I'm going in positively looking.
Love that.
Yeah.
Great. Well, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Da 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 da.